The houses now are sitting in what was the backyard. There was much more beach out ahead of those cottages. So after the hurricane, on a high tide, it would come right up under our porch. Wow. See, the cottages all sat down on the sand. They were not up as high as a lot of them are now. So every cottage that came loose, and all cottages built after that, were on pilings. Okay. Nothing was put down. They wouldn't issue you insurance unless your house was above a certain level. Okay. Water level, and it was done as I guess everybody did it more or less as a safeguard. At least the water could wash under your house. The house next door to us came loose and banged our house to the point that it knocked that house loose. The house on the other side of us, which was Overton's, disappeared completely except for the back part of a back porch with a china closet on it, and the china was still in the closet.
So he saw the glass go down. Richie Eisman was on the boat with him. They hauled back their gear immediately and started home. By the time they reached Jones Inlet, it was a northeast maelstrom. It was a heck of a northeaster that they got caught in. Such a northeaster that my friend Neil Jacobs, who was from Hampton Bays, he's gone now, he's an older man. He was running a 110-foot converted subchaser. The waves knocked the cabin off it. So it was one heck of a northeast storm. These fellows were coming home side too. And that's probably why they all went down. But they didn't heed their barometer. We'll finish the tow. Oh, we'll make one more, okay? Greed got them. Okay, let's make another tow. Make another tow is being a fisherman. Sometimes you have to because you are a fisherman. But in this case, it was deadly to most. That decision. The fellows in the perfect storm made the same bad decision. But the Gabbett didn't. When they got to Jones Inlet, it was barely passable. And when they got in, they kissed the ground they walked on.
Whistler and the wetlands were all covered over. It looked just like all part of the sound, and these houses were just standing up in the water.
Some were floating.
Some were floating, some were damaged. But this is an old house, and it went through the hurricane of 38, and it's still standing, so I have no fear that it'll ever come down.
In '92, we just kind of hunkered down. There was really no call for evacuation. There was not a lot of information sharing to the public. Really, it was sort of we didn't realize how bad it was going to get until it got really bad. And that's just, there was 4 feet of water in Ocean Beach. There was 2 feet of water in Kismet. Sailor's Haven had 3 feet of water over the docks. It was, and then it as it came north, it picked up speed, which is what low pressure systems do when they come from the Outer Banks of Hatteras north. They pick up speed exponentially, and so once it got here, it was moving very quickly, and it really hit us hard.
It was a northeaster, so the wind was blowing probably in the 40s. But we were sailing, and the tide was pretty high, but we were still able to, wasn't that high that the docks went underwater. So we were sailing, and we'd make a trip to the beach, and then we'd run up to the ocean, which isn't that far away, and look at a house that was leaning, and then maybe the next trip the house was gone. So we lost the houses at Ocean Beach. Yeah. That whole row of houses along the, almost all of them along the ocean front fell in, or if they didn't fall in, they were tilted, yeah. And then they had to come back and jack them up and straighten them out. But we lost a lot of houses in those northeasters. The buses pulled up to do the evacuation. We asked them what they were doing here, and it's the evacuation. We said, there's nobody left. They're all gone.
I remember being waist deep at the dock, because I was worried. We were worried about with the tide so high that the boats would actually get on top of the pilings, and when the tide went down, then they would be impaled or they'd roll over. So I would be down there back and forth, checking the boats, and I stayed with them during that hurricane, and that was, I guess I was 17 at the time.